camera there, buddy. Hey, you've heard of kids reading in the classroom, but what about improving literacy by having kids read to dogs? Yeah, you heard that right. Today's 4-Star Chicagoan is an organization that pairs kids in the classroom with some four-legged friends. Take a look.
Focus on reading and brainstorming and writing. SitStayRead is a nonprofit literacy organization, and we bring volunteers with and without their dogs into Chicago public school classrooms to help kids get better at reading and writing. Today we are going to be reading one of my all-time favorite SitStayRead books. It is called Pizza for Sam. Students are working in small groups with their book buddies on fluency activities, book discussion, writing activities, and while that's happening, they're also taking their turns one at a time or two at a time, reading out loud with one of our dog teams and getting that concentrated practice reading. They read a book about a dog, then they discuss that book, then they write their own stories. This year we're partnering with 16 different Chicago public schools, roughly 2,500 students in approximately 90 classrooms, 1st through 4th grade. We want every student in the city of Chicago to be a proficient reader, to be excited about reading and writing, and to be prepared and ready for whatever life may bring them. And so we hope that by making reading exciting for our kids, by bringing dogs into the classroom and sort of changing the school environment, that will ignite a spark in our students and help them feel excited and ready for reading. It's not just books, it's not books for homework, it's not reading for a test, it's dogs, you know, it's books and dogs together to make a really fun and exciting experience for our kids.
When I put Hank's bandana on, gets extremely excited, knows that he's coming into the classroom, and really makes the rest of his day.
Hank is my favorite dog because he's my friend.
SitStayRead partners with schools that are at least 90% low income, where more than 60% of 3rd graders are reading below grade level. So we're trying to bring our programming to schools where kids have the least access to resources and need the most assistance.
I feel very happy because I like dogs and I like reading. Reading to dogs helped me because I learn more about books and words mean. I'm excited to go home and read books because of this program.
Sam jumped back on the chair. It is my absolute honor, privilege, pleasure to be able to serve the students that we serve. It's just a beautiful thing to see students getting excited about reading, for them to hold up their story and say, look, Miss Kate, look what I read, look what I wrote today. I'm bursting with pride for them every time I walk into a classroom. I never have a bad day at school. What are you gonna do until next time?
Please welcome the program director of SitStayRead, Kate McIlvain.
Hey, you did it. You got it.
Kate, what a great idea. Where did all of this start?
You know what, we started back in 2003 with 3 ladies here in Chicago who knew each other through a dog training facility, and they said, you know, we have these amazing dogs, what can we do to make a difference in the community with them? And so they hatched a plan for kids to start reading to dogs to improve their literacy skills.
And I think when children find they have a project that they can kind of take ownership of, that they are, you know, kind of in charge with the animals, but the animals seem to probably give them some calm.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as soon as I walk into a school with our volunteers and dogs are in the building, it's like the whole building hushes. You know, they're like, oh, the dogs are here. Yeah. The dogs are here, they're coming. What classroom are they going to? And it's really amazing to just kind of peek my head into a classroom and see everybody say, oh, SitStayRead is here, and they get ready because they want to create a safe environment for our dogs. They want to have the best possible time, and it really just chills everybody out, and they have such a wonderful time reading.
Enlighten us on how reading in a low-income family compares to a non-low-income family.
Sure. So as we saw in the clip, we partner primarily with schools that are very low income, and so what that means for our students is that, you know, a student entering kindergarten in a low-income area may have only had 25 hours of reading exposure at home, only 25 hours over the course of their 5 years of life. A student in a middle or higher income area might have had more than 1,000 hours of exposure to reading. And so you can imagine that our students really have a lot of ground to cover, a lot to catch up on when they get into school. I mean, 25 hours is is nothing. You know,
Right.
that's half your work week.
Right.
You
And
know?
sometimes it's really tough to get children excited about reading at an early age, but it looks like, judging by the looks on their faces, it's been pretty easy with this program.
Dogs make it easy. Dogs are magical. I always like to say that I'm very cool, but our dogs are the coolest. You know, like they really, they make it happen. They make it happen.
Yeah, and all the books are dog themed. I love that too.
Yes, everything is dog themed.
Right, 'cause
Everything.
Dogs want to hear books about Lassie and other great dogs.
They want to see it themselves. They do.
Important, yeah.
They
Well,
do.
hey, we love what you are doing, Kate.
Thank you.
And we want to help out a little bit here. So we are donating some children's books to help you with the cause. Okay? Yes. All right. For more on Sit, Stay, Read, head to our website. We have the information there. And if you know someone who should be our next 4-star Chicagoan, send an email to WCL@WindyCityLive.com. Make sure to put 4-star Chicagoan in the subject line.